Star Wars fans, the Obi-Wan Kenobi show is only 5 days away. That means this Friday we're getting the first 2 episodes of the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. So with 5 days left, I'm going to do top 5 Obi-Wan Kenobi appearances that you should be watching in preparation for the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. So let's get right into my top 5. What's up guys, Mike, I love Star Wars here. So today we're talking about the top 5 things that you should be watching throughout this week to prepare yourself for the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. But if you were crazy like me, you'd be watching, reading, finding every little mention of Obi-Wan Kenobi throughout Star Wars, but we're not that crazy, so we're just going to do the top 5 things. Starting with number 5, The Phantom Menace. This is the first appearance of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obviously, his first appearance is in A New Hope because the original trilogy came out before the prequel trilogy. But to new Star Wars comers, if you watch the prequels first in Episode 1, it is Episode 1 for a reason. The Phantom Menace is the first appearance of Obi-Wan Kenobi, but it is at number 5 because it's not really that important to the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. I just put it at number 5 because it's more of just a get to know Obi-Wan and his first interactions with Anakin when he's a kid. The Phantom Menace also has Qui-Gon's death in it, and if Qui-Gon didn't die, he would train Anakin, and Anakin would have ended up a lot differently. Obi-Wan was kind of forced into training Anakin. That's why they have Obi-Wan versus Anakin in Revenge of the Sith, and that's why you're going to have Obi-Wan versus Darth Vader, the rematch of the century in the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. Number 4 on my list is A New Hope. Now this is after the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. The Kenobi show takes place 10 years before A New Hope, which is Episode 4, or the original Star Wars. It is the first Star Wars to ever come out in 1977. But A New Hope is very important to Obi-Wan's character because it is the death of his character, but it is the final battle, final interaction, whatever, between Obi-Wan and Vader. Also in A New Hope, you have a lot of lines from Vader like, "I haven't sensed that presence since," and he walks away. He doesn't finish that. You don't know when he's felt it since, and it's probably going to be the Obi-Wan Kenobi show because they're rematching in the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. But there's a lot of lines that Vader says, like, "Last time we met, I was but the learner, now I'm the master." All those lines in A New Hope are probably going to be because of the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. A lot of the gaps that haven't been filled between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope are going to be filled in the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. So a lot of those lines in A New Hope that George Lucas wrote all the way back in 1977 are going to have a huge impact on the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. At number 3, I have The Clone Wars. Now, no, I don't mean watch all 7 seasons of The Clone Wars in the next 5 days. You won't get anything done all week, and you'll probably have to quit your job or quit school or whatever you're doing right now. You'll probably have to not do it and just watch Clone Wars nonstop for the next 5 days. No, I don't want you to do that. I mean, you could if you really wanted to, but I'm just talking the Obi-Wan Kenobi specific episodes. I would watch the Mortis arc, which is, I think, in season 2 or 3. I would watch a lot of the later stuff, just interactions between Obi-Wan and Anakin in the Clone Wars. You don't have to watch the whole entire show. There is on Disney Plus actually cut out for you the Obi-Wan Kenobi specific episodes in the Clone Wars. So although the Clone Wars is animated and a lot of people don't watch it, a lot of the growth between Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin happens in that show because it's 7 seasons, so you get a whole 7 years of the relationship between Obi-Wan and Anakin. It's pretty awesome. Plus, you have Anakin getting a Padawan, Ahsoka Tano, and she leaves the Order. She actually leaves the Jedi Order, which, again, is sitting in Anakin's back of Anakin's head when he turns to the dark side because the Jedi Order is clearly messed up. At number 2, I have Attack of the Clones. Now, this movie is severely underrated. A lot of people crap on Attack of the Clones because it's a lot of just Anakin and Padme and them falling in love and getting married and whatever. But there's a lot of important scenes between Obi-Wan and Anakin, especially in the first half of that movie. You had that speed race through Coruscant. A lot of those scenes are very important to the development of the Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker relationship. But their relationship is more of a brother on brother. It's not a master and an apprentice. And even in Revenge of the Sith, Obi-Wan says to Anakin, "You were my brother." It's clear that that's how their relationship was. It wasn't master and apprentice. They were brothers. And in Attack of the Clones, that is where all that is developed. So although Attack of the Clones gets crapped on all the time, it is extremely, extremely important to Anakin Skywalker's story, but also the relationship between Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Before I get to number 1, there are a few that I couldn't get on the top 5 list. They just weren't important enough, but if you have enough time throughout your next 5 days, here are some very important ones that I think you should watch, but definitely not top 5. One is the Twin Sons episode of Star Wars Rebels. Now, this will take place after the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, like A New Hope, but It is extremely important to Obi-Wan's story because it is when he finally kills, for good this time, Darth Maul in the Twin Sons episode of Rebels. And when he kills Darth Maul looks up at him and says, "Is he the chosen one?" Talking about Luke Skywalker. And Obi-Wan's reply is, "Yes, he is." Obi-Wan is out in the desert in the middle of nowhere, and Darth Maul has to come find him with the help of Ezra. Ezra doesn't really know, but with the help of Ezra, he has to come find him, and he's like, "Why is this guy just hanging out in the desert? He's this old. He looks old. He's washed up." But then he strikes him down immediately, and Darth Maul goes, "Oh wait, he's actually protecting something extremely important. He's not just some old guy sitting out in the desert." And he says, "Is he the chosen one?" Talking about Luke Skywalker, not Anakin Skywalker, Luke Skywalker. And Obi-Wan looks at him and says, "Yes, he is." So of course I had to throw these two in here. There are two video games you should be going and playing. The Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga that just came out recently. Go play through the prequel trilogy. Go play through the original trilogy with Obi-Wan. Why not? Why not? But also Jedi Fallen Order. Go play Jedi Fallen Order. We don't see Obi-Wan in that game, but you do see Vader at the end. You also see Cal Kestis. Cal Kestis could show up in Kenobi. I don't think so. He'll probably show up in the Andor show, hopefully. But he might show up in the Kenobi show. And on the off chance, go play Jedi Fallen Order. It's a really fun game. Now, of course, number one, it goes without saying, is Revenge of the Sith. This is when Anakin fights Obi-Wan. This is when Anakin leaves the Order, kills a bunch of younglings. Order 66 is executed, and we see Obi-Wan and Yoda having to go into hiding. Obi-Wan going to protect Luke on Tatooine, putting him with his uncle and his aunt, and watching over him for the next 20 years until he's old enough and comes and joins the rebellion. Revenge of the Sith, of course, is one of the top tier Star Wars movies. A lot of people say it's their favorite Star Wars movie. I go in between that and Empire Strikes Back all the time, but Revenge of the Sith is definitely up there, definitely top 3 all day long. It's never getting kicked out of that top 3 because it is such a great movie from start to finish. Anakin's fall to the dark side, and Obi-Wan's just stay with the Jedi forever, and I'm going to protect Luke on Tatooine for the next 20 years. He's going to do nothing for 20 years to protect the Jedi Order and save Anakin Skywalker's kid, because he was a brother to him. He was a brother to him, so he's going to protect his kid. Even though Anakin, the father, fell to the dark side, Obi-Wan is still going to protect his kid on Tatooine for 20 more years, and that's when we end up in the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. So if you don't have that much time throughout this week to watch Star Wars content, but you have a few hours, the number one thing I would recommend you watch is Revenge of the Sith. To get prepared for this show, I think Revenge of the Sith is definitely number one on the list. It is the last time we saw Anakin versus Obi-Wan. It is the rematch of the century because that movie came out 17 years ago, and this is the first time in those 17 years that Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen are reprising their roles as Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker. So do you like my list? Tell me in the comments below. Did I miss anything? Tell me in the comments below. Smash like if you like this video, hit subscribe, and hit that bell so you get notified every time I post a video, and my pretty face will show up in that recommended feed of yours. This is the week, ladies and gentlemen. This Thursday is the start of Celebration, which will go until Sunday. And of course, the Obi-Wan Kenobi show starts this Friday. So it's now or never, Star Wars. It's now or never. We're going to get an insane amount of announcements this weekend, but we're also getting 2 episodes of the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. So, I mean, it's going to be insane. I won't get any sleep, but it's going to be insane, and I'll have all the content here, and all the announcements here, and all the breakdowns here, and all the here, and I'll be here. So don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so you get notified every time I post a video. And may the Force be with you. Always.